I've owned since 2017, so I know how frustrated many of you are with its performance, particularly in light of the larger cryptocurrency market. But perhaps this disappointment is the bright spot we've been looking for. The pattern we've seen since 2017 is very similar to the one that existed before to the notable spike in 2017, which points to a possible XRP replay. It's natural to run into skepticism. The most frequent comment we got was skepticism, doubting the likelihood of a big transformation brought about by disappointments in the past. However, it's important to keep in mind that history has actually happened in this way before, most notably in 2017, following a protracted build-up phase of over 1,300 days. Hello Peepo Coin Channel. Welcome back to your go-to location for the most recent XRP news. I have a short favor to ask before we get into today's exciting updates. Please support us by hitting the like button if you enjoy our material. To join our wonderful community, hit the notification bell and subscribe to our channel. There's also some wonderful news. As we get closer to the 60,000 subscriber milestone, we're getting ready for an amazing XRP giveaway. It only takes 3 easy steps to participate. You won't want to miss out, so stay tuned for more information. To make sure you're eligible for the prize, don't forget to include the hashtag #PeepoCoin in your comments. Many may not know. However, XRP was one of the first cryptocurrencies to be released on the market after Bitcoin in 2013. It went through a significant stage of development between 2013 and the 2017 breakout. This historical pattern suggests that history may repeat itself because it closely matches our current low volatility strategy. A notable price objective, like $1.16 for XRP, is still a realistic forecast, even though the size of the increase may vary. The mistrust that stems from the lack of quick outcomes ignores the fundamentals of technical formations and market cycles. I can appreciate how tiresome it is to hear conjectural stories without solid proof. Our attention, however, is on the technical foundation established since 2017, which portends a significant change in the future. Although my portfolio is diversified, I still have exposure to XRP because I believe that a historical recurrence is imminent. By highlighting the possibility of substantial changes based on analytical data rather than conjecture, this conversation seeks to clarify the changing dynamics. Our hope for XRP is based on its chart patterns, but it's also important to acknowledge our respected colleague, Mr. Francis Hunt, who is also known as the market sniper and crypto sniper, for his astute analysis. Our $1.00 price target estimate is based on his thorough analysis of XRP's structure and ramifications. According to our study, XRP is on a strong bullish trend. Even though they aren't our main focus, it's crucial to emphasize that there are other essential elements that contribute to our optimistic view. It is impossible to overestimate XRP's potential in the developing global currency and remittance markets. Global banking is about to enter a new era marked by a move toward a currency FX monetary system in which XRP is well positioned to play a major role. Let's examine XRP's significance in the financial ecosystem and the reasons behind its creation soon after Bitcoin before delving further into the technical analysis. The core idea behind XRP's architecture is to use a global ledger to enable asset exchange in addition to financial transactions. The usefulness of the XRP token is further demonstrated as we approach a future in which asset digitization and tokenization are ubiquitous. The necessity of XRP in the foreign exchange, or FX market, is sometimes questioned by critics, especially when it comes to large-scale transactions. For instance, a big quantity of liquidity is tied up when changing a significant number of yen to dollars because it typically requires an equivalent value in both currencies. By acting as a bridge token and facilitating nearly immediate currency transfers without the need to lock up liquidity, XRP removes this necessity. In terms of simplifying and improving the effectiveness of international FX transactions, this functionality is a huge step forward. A new era of efficiency and liquidity is being ushered in by the profoundly revolutionary potential of XRP in the foreign exchange market. Given the size of the FX market, there is no question about the need for the XRP token. With a startling valuation of $2.4 quadrillion in 2020, the foreign exchange market is the most liquid and one of the biggest in the world, perhaps only surpassed by derivatives. By 2022, the FX market's daily trading volume had grown to 7.5 trillion. The enormous potential for growth and acceptance is shown by the possibility that XRP and Ripple will be used to facilitate a sizable percentage of international remittance transactions. Given that there is a limited amount of XRP tokens, of which 54 billion are presently in use, the implications for value growth are significant. Our projected price of $1.16 for XRP corresponds to a $864 billion market valuation. Given that Bitcoin's market capitalization has already reached the trillion-dollar threshold, proving the feasibility of such valuations for cryptocurrencies, this assessment is not outlandish. XRP has the potential to transform cross-border payments and remittances with a simple yet innovative process. Dollars could be easily and nearly instantly converted into XRP and subsequently into euros, or any other currency in a transaction that supported XRP. This procedure would require a large number of transactions to pass through XRP, which might cause its value to soar. Given the enormous amounts involved in daily FX transactions, the $1.16's price target is not only attainable but also perhaps a conservative estimate, due to the ongoing buy and sell operations that are a part of this process and have the potential to propel XRP's market worth to new heights. As a result, the underlying principles of XRP's potential go beyond technical chart analysis and are based on the substantial contribution it may make to the global financial system. A strong argument for XRP's further expansion and uptake is made by the combination of its technical configuration and its inherent value in revolutionizing the FX market. Depending on a number of speculative circumstances, the possible increase in XRP's value could first seem as a jump in its acceptance or use. It is important to emphasize that we have a cautious position on XRP. Although we are aware of its potential, it does not make up the majority of our investment holdings. We suggest incorporating it into your investment strategy as a speculative element. Considering its potential to have a big influence on the changing global financial scene, the unknown extent of XRP's adoption in the foreign exchange market highlights the speculative nature of this investment. However, the possibility of significant market penetration is hinted at by Ripple's current alliances with some of the top institutions in the world. The value of XRP might increase exponentially if it were to gain even a small portion of the foreign exchange market, much less a sizable one. This would be similar to the profits predicted by technical analysis. This potential is founded not just on technical indicators, but also on XRP's strategic stance to transform international financial transactions. We are paying more attention to XRP now than we have in the past because of trends and events that indicate a potential recurrence of its past behavior. Our goal is to overcome flimsy critiques that discount XRP's potential based only on its historical performance. In contrast to the often more reactive character of retail investment, such criticism frequently ignores the patient and methodical approach that institutions take to investment. Understanding XRP's potential in the larger framework of market dynamics and financial technology improvements requires this sophisticated viewpoint. A diversified portfolio and prudence are advised, although a special argument for speculative investing with a view toward long-term trends and developments is made by the story that is developing around XRP. When searching YouTube and other sites for XRP-related information, one finds a lot of content that is, to be honest, shallow and inaccurate. A large portion of the discussion is speculative, drawing viewers into never-ending conjectures devoid of solid proof. But when we turn our attention to the technical charts, a more trustworthy and understandable story becomes apparent.